back to talk about syntactic categories. And the first thing that I want to review with you is this idea that words are divided into different classes depending upon their behavior in the sentence. That's the whole idea of parts of speech. If you feel very familiar with labeling the parts of speech in a given sentence, then that's great, because some of you may have had linguistics and you have studied this material before, so that's wonderful. If you haven't studied this material and you're a little bit unclear, okay, how do I tell the difference between an adjective and an adverb? What is a preposition versus a determiner? Then don't worry, that's what exactly we're going to review today. So we're going to go over all of the different syntactic categories, all of the different parts of speech, and how you determine which word belongs to which category. So notice that you may have learned in school a traditional notion about syntactic categories, which is that you can determine the syntactic category of a word according to its meaning. So for example, if you have a noun, what does it mean to be a noun? It means that you are a person, place, or thing. And this is very commonly thought. So if you ask most people, well, what is it to be a noun? It means that you're a person, place, or thing. And notice that this is true in many instances. So in many instances you have, for example, I saw the bird. Bird is referring to an individual, person, place, or thing, right? So that would be classified as a noun. I saw a bird looking at I, you're referring to an individual person, so it would be classified as a noun. So in many instances, you would have examples where in fact nouns are a person, a place, or a thing. However, you also have examples that wouldn't really fit into that dichotomy between noun and verb as easily. So if we think of nouns as person, place, or thing, then we can think about verbs as events or actions. So for example, if you have a sentence like John bought the book, what is the action word in that sentence? Is bought. So bought, we say, is the main verb of the sentence. John is a noun because it refers to an individual. The book is a noun phrase because it refers to a book, a thing. So with respect to many examples, the semantically based definition of nouns and verbs and adjectives and adverbs is going to give you the correct analysis. However, we have examples that are counterexamples to that. So for example, if you have a sentence, the destruction of the city was depressing. The destruction of the city was depressing is interesting because if you think about the word destruction, it seems to be a noun in the sense that it's sitting in the subject position, it's coming after a determiner. It seems that it's what the sentence is about, right? What is it that was depressing? The destruction, in particular the destruction of the city. So notice, however, if you think about the meaning of destruction, destruction really refers to an event, to an action. So we say the destruction of the city was depressing. It's referring to that point in time in the past when the city was being destroyed. In other words, you're talking about something like an action or an event, although it looks like we want to be able to say that destruction is actually a noun. So we have a problem there, and we would like to be able to have tests other than just semantic tests that will tell us whether we have a noun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb. So that's our purpose today. Also note that if you were thinking about verbs as actions, that would work for many cases, because you could say, for example, John ate the pizza. Ate is the verb of the sentence because it's describing the action that John participates in. However, if you have something like she is tall, and so we would want to say that the main verb of that sentence is, however, is doesn't seem to be describing an action. There's not a being event that occurs when you say she is tall. It's just describing a state. It's telling you something about her, namely that she has the property of being tall. So the function of this main verb is very different from the function of many main verbs, which is to describe an action. However, we want to say that this is still a main verb. So for those reasons, we want to have tests other than semantically based tests in order to distinguish between nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. So what we're going to talk about are two types of tests. One is morphological. In other words, you're looking at the internal structure of the word itself. And the second is syntactic. In other words, you're looking at what's going on within the structure of the whole sentence. So what we're going to see is that if a word takes a particular ending, then it's classified as a noun. If a word takes another ending, it's classified as a verb. If a word takes yet another ending, it's classified as an adverb. Those are our morphological tests. Our syntactic tests are tests that show in what position in the sentence can a word occur. So if you can occur in the subject position, then you're going to be a noun. If you can occur in the predicate position, you're going to be a verb, etc. And we're going to go through all of those tests one by one. What we're going to be referring to is the handout that you have in the course materials where it says course content. So if you print that out, that's probably the easiest way to follow along with the lectures. And notice that there are many lectures because I had to make each of the lectures a little bit short, so you have a bunch of them, and the best way to follow is just to go in terms of the order in time, because you can't really follow part 1, 2, 3. It's confusing. So in other words, just look at the time at which, so this is part 1, but I'm going to label it very clearly part 1, and then the rest of them, part 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., those all go in sequential order. Any questions, let me know, and we will be in touch soon. I'm going to give you some examples of sentences to review before you do the assignment to hand in on Sunday. Okay, thanks guys, bye.